Hey guys, this is Shaft, and we are going to be looking at a really awesome game today. We've actually got, here on the bottom left-hand side of Whirlwind, hands down one of my favorite players to cast. I've actually got his autograph chilling right behind me on my quotes wall. It is Startail's Bomber. And here on the bottom right-hand side of Whirlwind, it is my main man, Mr. Catz. So this is Whirlwind. It's going to be a ZVT. This is a best of 3. So not only is it best of 3, but this is a tournament. I don't remember what tournament it was, but they are actually competing. So this is not a game that either one are going to be playing around too much. They're going to be very, very serious in what they do, and I cannot wait to see what we're going to have. Startail Bomber, very, very well known throughout the community as a player with just solid mechanics, solid macro, who hits unstoppable timing attacks. We'll see if that's the same motif he chooses to utilize here. Catz, on the other hand, the exact opposite. He loves crazy, wonky, wild strategies, so there's no telling what's about to happen. This is a really big map, so I like the fact that we actually have Catz doing a double scout. He's, sending the drone one way, the Overlord another. Now his drone's going to run right on into position, and he is going to see very, very easily that his opponent has been going for a fast command center. Boom! He even sees that command center laid down. Wow. So, still no scouting of Bomber on exactly where Catz is. He has not even left the confines of his natural. And, uh-oh. This drone's sticking around for a really weird amount of time. I'm not sure what that... Catz loves proxy hatcheries, guys, so seeing him drop this... Oh, oops. Meant to show you guys the vision, not move back there. Oopsie. Yes, so Bomber does not see this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, he's still not going to see this. See? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, not happening. So, command center into barracks. This is going to spread creep on this natural and basically just delay this command center from laying. Sometimes Catz will do like a queen and just spread a couple extra creep tumors, force some scans, whatever, to further delay that. And sometimes he'll even do like one spine crawler, nothing ever too big, couple of links maybe, whatever. Now he is going, obviously, for his own hatch, but he's delayed his gas. Now the reason he's delaying this gas is to go ahead and pay for this proxy hatch. We actually have Bomber finally scouting this, forcing him to go ahead and build a bunker so that this command center will be able to lay down in a very reasonable amount of time. And of course, Catz is just kind of droning up behind this, waiting for the spawning pool to finish. What we want to see is, does he pull larva right before... Yeah, actually he is pulling larva right before the spawning pool finishes. And how many lings is he going to make? So he's got 4 pulled there. He's going at full out 8 lings. Wow, I've never seen him make this many lings before. And he's making some queens as well. Now what's he going to make here at this hatchery? Does he make lings or drones with this larva? He's actually going to pull this for a while. It's going to take a while for these lings to show up, and he wants them all to spawn at the same time. Now we do have a supply depot going ahead, starting off a wall. He thinks this is literally just to spread creep. He's going to be wrong, because there's a lot of lings. And pulling 2 drones. Wow. Catz is dedicating a lot of resources to this. He's going to use these drones, turn them into spine crawlers, and use the lings maybe to kill off the bunker. I'm not real sure. The queen is going to spawn. Oh, going ahead, losing the hatchery. Now, what's he going to do with these drones now? That becomes the question. He doesn't have a queen either. Wow. Okay, so Ling's going to come on in here, start surrounding this bunker, but there's a lot of Marines left over. He has lost a lot of units here. And the SCV preparing the bunker, not losing the SCV, not losing the bunker. Wow, Catz has dedicated so many resources to this. Oh, this looks so bad for Catz right now. Let's take a look at the damage. Now, Startail Bomber is already 6 harvesters in the lead. He's got a command center on the way. He's got 3 barracks One of them starting to make a tech lab, so we'll have stim pack started. Oh man, this Catz is in a world of hurt right now. He's going to have to make a lot of drones and just hope his opponent does not attack him. He is making a spine crawler in case his opponent attacks him and getting that link speed though. He's actually working on 2 extractors right now. That's an interesting decision because, you know, he is so low on drones for minerals as well. Now we have an SCV going across the map, but it looks like it's just scouting around to find out where his opponent is. Not really trying to do any pressure. Oh, we're going combat shield before stim pack with a 3rd command center. Probably a good decision. He's going to play a more defensive game. So, yeah, these Marines actually, a lot of them sitting on 4 or 5 kills each. That's some pretty crazy numbers. Alright, and it looks like this is just going to be kind of a macro portion of the game. Both players taking a defensive posture. Actually, a small squadron of Lings going ahead across. He has scouted the creep and the spine crawler now, so he's going to go ahead and commit to a timing. Combat shield will be finishing up around this time as well, so he'll be doing a really good job there. Now we do have a Roach. Roach is on the way with Banelings as well, so he may try to make these 6-lings into Banelings once the Roaches pop out. Now this is a mostly Marine force, so these Banelings are going to do a lot of damage. Actually, he's going to see the 6-lings around as a counterattack, and the spine crawler is here taking a lot of damage. Roach is coming in, trying to get a hug on these Marines, doing a really good job of that as well. However, the Marines are tearing through them quite a bit. Now, Lings coming in to buffer just a little bit, pulling the Roach back, not quite in time, though. Lots of Roaches killing off the Marines. A lot of damage has been done to the Marines. It looks like Catz is going to hold this pretty damn easily. Still sitting on 2 gases, no layer tech just yet. Floating a little bit concerned about that. Bomber still playing a very solid macro game, keeping his minerals less than 100 at the moment I was speaking, and still around that area, getting his 1-1 upgrades as well as a starport now. Looks like he may be trying to do some drops, still getting stim pack. That was just a little light harassment. He lost a lot of units, yes, but he's still okay. Now the problem here is that there's a Roach Baneling timing attack hitting at the 10-minute mark. Lots of really good positions for the bunkers, a 4th bunker even in the way, and the Marines popping out of that just in the nick of time. This Baneling's wasting a lot of the Banelings actually on bunkers, and there's only about 5 Roaches here left, a couple of Lings running in, but there's still a lot of units here for Bomber, and a bunker is about to finish, as well as a siege tank coming in. Oh man, Catz has lost a lot of units dedicated to this attack. It looks like, yeah, this is going to be good. Oh wow, Catz actually going ahead and ending the game, realizing he's just way too far behind. He's actually only 12 harvesters behind, but he doesn't have a 3rd, and I think that's really what he's concerned about. His opponent's, I don't know, I think this might have been a little bit premature actually, but either way, he does choose to go ahead on to the next game, which will be loading up here in just a moment for you guys. Alrighty guys, so we are going to be playing this one on Acheron Waste. Here on the bottom right, we've got our winner from the last match. It's the Blue Terran Startails Bomber! And here on the top left-hand side of Acheron, we have Catz. Now, again, Catz is a very wonky player, but I don't think even he would try another proxy hatch in a situation like this. He just lost a game with a proxy hatch, so he may even go something completely standard just to throw his opponent off. No one will be expecting standard play from Catz right now. So I think the most unorthodox thing he can do is what everyone else does. So we'll see exactly how he chooses to play this out. This is his life on the line after all. And of course we've got Startail Bomber here just doing his same old thing. Don't know if he's going to go for a bunker first, though he's still producing SCVs. It's hard to say. He may go for barracks first. It might be wiser. He never knows what what Catz may throw at him. If he chooses to play real defensive here, he may be expecting some aggression. Okay, he's actually floating up to 200 now. That confirms it. He's definitely going for a fast command center. And we've got this drone moving right on across the map. I wonder if this is just... Oh, okay, yeah, he's actually taking his own expansion. Great, great. Oh, here's his scouting drone. I knew he was going to have one. Yeah, he's probably just poking, maybe even making his opponent, you know, worried about something that's not going to exist. He even blocks the command center. Pretty nice move there, harassing the SCV as well. But to other SCVs have been pulled off the line, he's just going to go ahead and send that right on home. All right, and that fast hatch is down. Uh-oh. We've actually got this drone circling back around and hiding. Floating 300. Catz, you devil! Oh my god, he's actually done it. He's doing proxy hatch twice in a row. Will Bomber check for it? No. Bomber, you're thinking the same thing I was. That's not cool. Anyways, I mean, Bomber's going to hold this the same way he did the last one. I mean, it doesn't really make sense why Catz would choose to do this again when failing it so miserably last time. Maybe he thought it was execution rather than strategy. I don't know. We're going to see his take two, though. Alright, so this SCV is showing up to his opponent's base. He basically wants to get a read on those gases, and if he hasn't by then already, he will probably check here, because no gas means he's using those minerals for something. Come on. Okay, here we go. Bomber's going to be moving this Marine out. Double check, double check, double check, double check, double check. Wow, that's not good. See the positioning here? You don't really have to go near that expansion. So unless he is intentionally scouting for it, it's only going to be the creep that reveals it. Well, Catz, looks like he'll actually be able to finish the queen this time. I wonder if he's going to do the same thing with Lings as he did the last time. Guess that answers my question. Alright, so how's he going to follow this up? Looks like spine crawlers again, but this SCV scouting them on the way. We've got the exact same setup here from Bomber. Looks like he's probably just going to go ahead and hold this. But again, this time the bunker's a little bit later, and the Marines, they didn't start this as soon, so the queen is going to finish. We've got spine crawlers on the way. Queen choosing the late creep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Actually, these Lings getting a good surround on the bunker. It looks like they'll be able to kill it off after killing off the SCV and surrounding the Marines as well. Interesting decisions. Interesting decisions. Factory coming along now. Looks like Hellions will be able to clean up a lot of these Lings, but spine crawlers are on the way. Queen's there as well. Oh man, it's interesting because all Catz is doing behind this is just droning up. He's got 11 drones there, 16 drones there. Choosing not to go gas makes a lot of sense when doing this build, because now he can just pump out drones without ever having to worry about his mineral count. I mean, look at that, 400 minerals almost. Alright, interesting position on these spine crawlers. Thought normally you would want to spread those out, but actually he's using the Overlord's vision in order to target up that ramp. That is actually genius for a proxy hatch on this map. And these Lings just scouting around for this third, and well, actually he sees it because of the Overlord, forcing it to fly up and just wasting some time that could be making SCVs. Looks like the bunker is going to be forced to pull off some SCVs. He's only mining with 10 on minerals. Oh my god. But the siege tank does finish, so it looks like this should be the end of Catz's... wow. Actually, no, he's still hitting up that ramp. That siege tank can't really get a good position. Actually, right here would be a good position, and then he can target that down. I'd be actually interested to see Catz make a couple of drones here at this location just to take his opponent's minerals. These are minerals he'd be getting, but more importantly, it's minerals his opponent could never mine. I mean, hell, if you're going to invest this much, why not go the extra mile? Of course, an engineering bay has been blocked, dropped to block the third, but Catz just choosing to go take the pocket expansion instead. Alright, so we've got a reposition here on this tank, a Banshee on the way as well. Looks like it'll go ahead and go off the spine crawler. Yep, there we go. And the Ling's showing up. Wants to go ahead and target down SCVs, but the Sea Shank is going to be safe as well as this Banshee cleaning up that last one. And he's even targeting down the hatchery now with both the tank, the Banshee, and all these SCVs. But another clean pops out. Remember, he does have all this creep spreadage from the creep tumors. So it will force at least one, maybe 2 or 3 scans in order to get rid of enough creep to get the extra command center down there, or orbital command rather. Okay, so we've got that third on the way now at the pocket expansion, and a little bit oversaturated on this natural actually. Got a scan going down. No problem, no problem. How's this saturated? Yeah, a little bit oversaturated here too, no biggie though. Macro hatch on the way, and that third. So we've got 4 hatches worth of production. That's actually not very many hatches at this point in the game. For someone using a mostly Ling composition, I think this might be a bit of a mistake, or he's super cocky with these injects. We have seen some pretty good injects from him so far, but he's floating energy on these queens, so it's really hard to say. He's actually not spreading creep either, which I would say is definitely a mistake. Oh, even spreading creep all the way over here to this third. That is beautiful. Now, Marines coming here, targeting down some Overlords. He's hoping to supply block his opponent. Actually, he's getting a pretty good surround here on some of those Hellions, bruising most of them and killing off a couple. And now getting surround on the rest of them and killing off the Marines as well. The Banshee's going to be forced to follow the Lings all the way home. Lings are going to be content to just charge right on up here. Now, he knows that there's a Sea Shank in position. I'm not sure why he'd be sending these Lings to the top. Okay, so yeah, he actually can't see up that hill anymore. That's why he won't slip the creep still there. Cool deal. Alright, so we've got a little bit of static defense here for Catz. Very wise decision. Spire on the way. His opponent getting another engineering bay. Not sure what that's going to be for. Huh. Starport's on the way as well. Second starport in back. Because he did have that Banshee one. Oh, actually canceling that. I guess he had forgot about it. Huh. Probably going to be for medevacs then. 2 Banshees are already here. Alright, showing off the droppage here. Going to turn off these creep tumors. He's definitely going to want to lay down that third at some point. Now this is going to signal Catz to knowing that there is a third, so sending small contingency links just to make extra hell for the Marines that are there. And targeting off a couple of them. I doubt Bomber's going to pull those back, but Catz can actually take this location with Zergling and get an extra solid lead. And we actually have the Mutalists going ahead killing off the Banshees there. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I want to see what's going on at home. 2 Evolution Chambers on the way. We've got Zerg flyer attacks. He wanted to get that flyer attack started before he was worried about ground upgrades, but now he knows he cannot afford to neglect ground upgrades entirely. Now Bomber is about 45 supply behind and about to lose his orbital command. Can he keep it alive though? There's a small squad of Marines, but that's a lot of Mutalists. He's going to have to be careful. Ooh, nice dodge there on the Snet path. And the Ling showing up, but so does the Sea Shank. Sea Shank actually going to get a nice hit on the squad of those Marines. And we have that orbital command actually on fire right now. So we're going to have to get some SCVs down there to repair it. There we go now. And, oh wow, killing off both sets of mules there. That's costing a lot. Okay, so we've got pretty good saturation here on this third. I'm interested to see if he's going to get a 4th or a macro hash. He does need to go ahead and start those upgrades rather soon, but he's continuing to harass with these Mutalists. Doing a great job on the micro front. Still no repair on this orbital command. That's losing a lot of health. I hope it doesn't burn all the way down. That would be something awful. Alright, the Mutalists actually backing themselves against these Marines. Marines are backed into a corner as well. Ling's got to get surround eventually are going to tear through the Marines, but the Marines were targeting down. The Mutalists is actually aiming for left now. We have them targeting down on this orbital command. Oh my god, huge mistake by Bomber. He really should have you know, repaired that a lot sooner, but actually it looks like he may keep it alive. Wow. How the hell does that happen? I don't know. Alright, so not very much crew spread on the map for Catz. He's been really, really aggressive, but that's definitely something you cannot neglect. Still got that SCV repairing, good. And a little bit more harassment here for these Mutalisks, but the Marines are in place. All Bomber really has to do right now is just be defensive. His opponent is definitely forcing the engagements on this Terran's favor. Fortunately, though, for Catz, he's 24 Harvesters ahead, so he's not really too worried about anything. Ooh, this looks like a drop. But no, he doesn't have upgrades. He's just got that rally there. Okay, cool. Well, we have you know, a drop here from Bomber getting picked off a little bit. He drops the Marines in order to kill off some of the Mutalisks, but he manages to save the medevac. Now there are Widow Mines being made now, so these Lings are going to have to be super careful and split out very, very well in order to not take as many casualties from this Widow Mine when he chooses to go in. Another barracks on the way here for our Terran player. He's also got infantry weapons level 3 on the way right now, when we're only just getting +1 ground armor for our Catz. Catz is getting way behind. He's going to have to make more of this aggression work or switch completely into macro mode. I almost think it's too late for macro mode right now, because even though he's got a huge economy, his opponent's matching him pretty much mineral for mineral. Gas, yeah, Terran's a little bit behind, but Terran doesn't really need a lot of gas, so that doesn't matter. They have mules. Still no third yet from Mama. Catz probably as fast as I am to see that. And some static defense, macro hatch, beautiful play here by Catz. He's definitely got to keep a lot of production on the field because he is doing this hugely Ling-centric style. Now, it's interesting that he's gone for +1 armor before +1 melee. I think that might have just been a synchronization issue, but he still needs to keep pumping out these upgrades. He should really start with Carapace level 2. And it looks like there was a battle here that we missed. Let's back that up. Sorry about that, guys. We're back. Alright, so it looks like there's some Widow Mines, so you're going to have to be real careful to split up. Oh wow, losing a lot of Banelings there. And there's another Widow Mine up here. Oh my god, split up, split up, split up! Okay, so he lost a lot there, but still had a couple of wings left over, but this could have been a lot more devastating with some better control there by Catz. Ouch, ouch. I was wondering how he lost so many units, but he's going to make some Banelings and go right on back in. So we'll see how this works now that he's disarmed the Widow Mines. He does have a very mobile composition here, so he can just keep remaxing it on really fast, really cheap units. Alright, more Lings and Banelings flooding in, and even catching a lot of SCVs there. Oh my god, it's only 19 Harvesters on the field now. That was hugely devastating. That was the entire mineral line there in his main. Wow, that was ridiculously bad for Bomber. Bomber now 100 supply behind, his opponent is swarming him. This is hard to swim, guys. I'm not sure, you know, exactly how long Bomber can stay in this game. This is hugely devastating. Hugely devastating. Fortunately, though, he does have 3-3 about to finish, and his opponent, as we've mentioned several times so far, you know, he just does not have good upgrades. 1-1, only just now starting +2 Carapace. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a baffling situation. Will upgrades win, or economy, or raw numbers? Well, there are Widow Mines, so one bad engagement here for Catz could be the death of him. He's already shown that Widow Mines may be a weakness for him, so maybe that's what Bomber's banking on here. It makes sense, but we've got a pretty good pre-split right now for Catz, and he's sending his units right on in, so you have to be careful not to pump these Banelings like that. And yeah, he
doesn't have any kind of overseer. That's a little bit disturbing. Oh, no target firing right now for Bomber. He's got to get those Banelings there. He's got to close off most of the Banelings. But there's more Banelings coming in. He's got to not let those connect with his Marines. And the Marines actually targeting down a lot of the Mutalisks. Mutalisks actually targeting down Widow Mines now. So most of the Widow Mines have been cleaned up except for these two right here. Bomber getting to the last of his lifelines. What is Catz going to do? Make some more Banelings. And he's got that +2 about halfway done now. 7 Banelings on the way. Lots more lanes. +2 attack on the way. Catz playing super aggressive this game, but it's really working for him in a way that it just did not in the past. Looks like Bomber might not realize that he's way behind on supply, because right now he's pushing out to do an attack. And, well, quite frankly, there's too many Mutalisks here, making that very punishable. Very punishable. And an engagement here on this other front. Banelings rolling in. Widow Mines not in position. Bomber dropping the GG of Courage. I really think that a lot of that came down to Bomber just losing that last battle, because he was doing really well when he was playing defensive. He did not need to attack there. There was no reason for that attack. He could have definitely stayed in that. He was being so cost effective against the Zerg. Could he have taken a third? That would have become the defining question. That's what he needed to do. That attack, nah, that really lost that game for him. Alrighty, guys, we are moving right on into game number 3 on... Wow, I completely messed up that introduction. We're doing game number 3 of Startail Bomber. This dude right here, representing the awesome Blue Terran, against this dude, the Yellow Zerg. His name is Catz. And this is Neoplanet S. It has 2 attack paths. This one right here, this one right here. This is huge in this matchup. This is what I feel is a hugely Zerg-favored matchup, because, you know, if your opponent's doing a Doom push down this route to attack your third, you send Lings this way, just a small squad. Attack the natural, send a couple up here, send some to the third, sure, why not? And if your opponent's trying to do a Doom drop here, or drop a Doom push here, boom, you can come this way. And if your opponent tries to do something super fancy, you always have this to connect you. I love this map. It is super friendly to mobile compositions, and that's something Heart of the Swarm, or really any Swarm, any Zerg, really benefits from. Now, this is game number 3. Bomber lost that last game to super aggression from Catz, mostly based on his opener, his choice to go for Command Center first. This game, he's going for Barracks first. He has actually chosen to get 1 refinery so far, so we can probably assume there's going to be some reaperage. Yep, there's a 3rd worker. I was a little bit concerned about that. We've got a fast hatch, of course, from Catz, and he's actually chosen not to get gas. He's sent the drone in, already seen that this is, in fact, a gas barracks build, and, yeah, now he's going home. He's just going to follow this SCV all the way there. There's that Reaper we were talking about, guys. Sorry, this is a little bit of a slower game until this first Reaper pops on out. Alright, so here's the Reaper. Reaper is an interesting choice on this map. There's no, like, problem with it, because, you know, you've got this really wide area that has to be defended with, like, a spine crawler if you really want to shut down the Reaper, and then, you know, there's always little hug the wall avenues you can take. So the Reaper is a great decision for this map.
we'll actually have to see how much damage he can do to the drones. Now, as long as this Reaper stays on creep, he's going to be a little bit devastated by Lings. Now, there's a Spine Crawler on the way. Really, it's this bunker that's going to pay off for the Reaper, because now the Reaper doesn't have to worry about kiting. It can just do damage, pop out when stuff tries to outrun it, and then just run away. The whole time this happens, he's going to be getting combat drugs while inside this bunker, and just heal right on up. He's going to use a second Reaper now to maybe target down the Queen, and the bunker will be salvaged so that the Spine Crawler doesn't kill it off, and, you know, just let these Reapers heal on up. No problem, and then probably go right on here to the main. The main actually is super saturated. We're going to have Catz go ahead and pull right on in here to the into the natural. Okay, so we've got a command center on the low ground. That's pretty good because, you know, he's got the production here to keep it safe. Now we got the third command center on the way as well. That's probably going to stay in the main for a little while. Just use the SCV production, maybe even turn some mules would be a good decision, I think. Now we've got this Reapers trying to do damage here in the natural, going into the main now as well. 3-4 workers killed right now, 6 units killed in total. Those were probably the Lings. So all in all, we can guess about 250 minerals. Well, that just changed, but we've basically got a lot of minerals killed off by Bomber with just these 2 SCVs. He got most of his minerals back from the bunker because of salvage. So this has not really cost StarTale Bomber or anything except a slower command center, or a second command center, and a little bit of gas. So it's going to set him slightly behind where he would be tech-wise compared to the command center first build. Alright, so this Reaper actually congregating with a Hellion, as well as his buddy Reaper over there. Now they are going to try and target down the Queens. If he chooses to go for Banshees after this target, just even bruising these Queens will be huge. I'm not sure if he is going to go for Banshee though, because A, I don't see a starport just yet, and B, it looks as if he is going for Stim Pack instead. Now, once Stim Pack is getting close to finish, he'll probably follow that up with Metadex from the starport, but it's a little bit too late now for the starport Banshee. So, basically, he's just bruising up this Queen, maybe trying to kill it if he can, but mostly, again, just trying to take some damage with the Reaper so that he can go heal. He doesn't want the Hellions to do too much damage. Nice scan here, going to push the creep back a little bit. That's really the most he can hope for right now. Trying to pull the Queens a little bit further away from this pesky little Spine Crawler, but just not working right now. Actually, another creep tumor going down, but Catz again being careful not to venture out too far. Now, Roaches do a lot differently against Hellions than these slow-ass Queens. They are just going to push the Reaper Hellion all the way home. Fortunately, though, Widow Mines, on the other hand, do great against this unit that loves to bunch up. Now, they are armored with a lot of HP, so they, you know, do fairly well at tanking this, a lot better than the same mineral cost of worth of Lings would have done, but, you know, still they're very heavily bruised. Fortunately, though, there's only one Widow Mine right now. So if he goes in with this Roachling Baneling attack he's playing, wow, that's a lot of Banelings. This could go very well for Catz. It also could go very badly. There's a second Widow Mine now on the field, so he's got to be very careful not to let those Banelings take a shot from the Widow Mine. Oh my god, I know Bomber is scared as hell right now. Now he is actually repairing that bunker. That bunker stays alive. He's probably going to start the wall back up. If you can start the wall completely back up, it'll force a lot more Banelings out of Catz. Or, you know, Catz may actually, now that he's got a third, just back off and try to go into another macro game. It's always a possibility. That's really what I'm hoping he's going to do. But, yeah, he's sending Lings forward, so it's anybody's guess, guys. Now, small contingency, Hellion Reaper moving across the field, going to apply a little bit of pressure. We've got this wall back up, and 3 Widow Mines now for defense, because after all, you're playing against Catz, you're going to want to leave some stuff at home. And pressure here on the third. Thirsty. Anyways, that hatchery is a little bit lower HP than the last time I spoke about it, so we're just going to move right on over here to these roaches, which are about to go ahead and push into this ling hug and kill off most of the Helicon Reaper. Unfortunately, there is no Overseer in this area, no kind of Spore Crawler, so he's got to be careful with this Widow Mine. It may even just choose to camp there and kill off anything as it rallies, say drones rally into this. Oh, looks like we are going to have a push-out Marine Marauder. Well, no, bunkers. Looks like he's just going to go defend this third, never mind. This is actually a really wise decision, I feel, because he's already seen that being a aggressive player against Catz just doesn't work out. If he plays super defensive, though, at some points he can just rely on his opponent to attack him, to allow him a defensive posture. So he's going to go ahead and prepare that defensive posture. Fourth base now for Catz. At least he is doing a lot of expanding behind this super aggressive style, and even going ahead and killing off this Widow Mine. Great stuff, great stuff. So we've got one starport producing 2 medevacs due to this reactor. No real attack upgrades or armor upgrades for siege tanks or anything like that. But Marines don't need anything else. They're Marines. You get 3/3 on those, which we've seen in the past that he is very, very good at getting that quickly. Works pretty well. Now we do have a pretty strong drop. This is a 2 medevac drop. It's going ahead and pulling off a third. It doesn't get so many drones, but it does force most of the army of Catz out of position, and he's going to go ahead and drop here into the main as well. Fortunately, though, Catz is watching the mini-map and sees that he is repositioning his army accordingly. Now, what Catz is going to want to do is target down the medevacs with his anti-air in order to stop this constant ping-pong action that Bomber could have used potentially for quite a while. While doing this back and forth drop business, he'll probably go and push the front. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And this is going to catch units that are reinforcing this kind of drop to get sectioned off by this army. So here we go. We actually have the Widow Mines leading the charge. Roaches in front. Looks like the Roaches may get it killed. No, actually, it's going to go and split up. Wise decision going and killing off 2 of the Roaches. The third Roach does go down. More Roaches here reinforcing from the main. And wow, Filipino getting a really nice hit, but there's a medevac to pick everything up. And is he going to drop into the third? Yes, he is. But he can also sandwich this over into the natural as well, as there are no mutalisks to chase it. He has no fear of that whatsoever. 2 more medevacs actually showing up. This is going to be hell for Catz. Marines just last forever against speedwings, against medevac Marines. Whatever the medevac is healing just does not die. And Catz dropping the GG, well played. I have to say that was a beautiful game by Bomber. He learned from his mistake of being too aggressive against Catz, and Catz was Catz. So he played right on into that kind of baiting tactic. Guys, this is Shaft, the Planet Casting crew. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please follow us on Twitter. My Twitter is the only Shaft. And then hopefully you are checking this out on YouTube, but if not, search us on YouTube. I'm Misused Shaft. We do all kinds of crazy cool educational tutorials, mostly for Zerg, but we do stuff for everybody as well. Lots of new micro tutorials up on our site, so please go check those out. Support us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for being awesome, and I'll see you next time.